Welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about albums from my vinyl record collection, and we're going to be talking about Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Doors, The Pretenders, Jim Morrison, lots more. So here we go. First album I've got for you today is Led Zeppelin. This is In Through the Outdoor. And let's see. This is kind of a delicate album in and of. Most of the time when you see it, it does not have this slip cover. You just see it like this. And it's a pretty cool album. Let's see. Is this a gatefold? No, it's not a gatefold. It's just split down there on the bottom seam. But Led Zeppelin, here we go. This is on the Swan Song record label, and it's in pretty nice condition, although I wish the bottom wasn't separating, but sometimes that's how it goes. You get older and your bottom starts to separate. So anyway, enough silliness there. Let me get this back in. If you can find this album in good condition, very good condition, it's usually worth about 10 or 20 bucks. Led Zeppelin is always very much in demand, so buy it with confidence, but just make for sure that the album doesn't have too many scratches or too much going on. Okay, now I know why. There we go. Led Zeppelin. Okay, our next Led Zeppelin album is Led Zeppelin 3, and I think this will be a little more forgiving. This has got a nice gatefold. I've had this album for several years as well. This is on the Atlantic, which I really like the Atlantic record label because of the colors, the red, white, green, and black. I think that's very, very cool. On this album, let's read off the songs. This is side one. Side one is the Immigrant Song, Friends, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, Out on the Tiles. Side two is Gallows Pole, Tangerine, That's the Way, Braun, You Are Stomp, Hats Off to Roy Harper. So there you go. Side one and side two. I've got the fan on me today. I'm out in the garage and it's getting a little bit warm, so that's where the wind is coming from. Okay, Led Zeppelin 3, nice album. Again, if you are at a yard sale, a thrift store, you can find a nice one of these for $2 or $3. You can easily turn it into $10 or $20. Led Zeppelin, always in demand. Okay, Led Zeppelin 2 is in my record collection. And let's see, let's open this up. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And let's see, Whole Lotta Love. This is side one. They put the text nice and big. Okay, so side one is a Whole Lotta Love. What Is and What Should Never Be. Thank You. Side two is Heartbreaker, Living, Loving Maid, Ramble On, Moby Dick, and Bring It On Home. I'll bet you it's on the Atlantic record label. Just the way we like it. Okay, that's Led Zeppelin 2. And if it sounds like I've got a little lisp going on today, I do. I've got one of those teeth whitening strips on my upper teeth. So kill two birds with one stone. All right, Don McLean, American Pie. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee. This thing is in This thing is in really nice condition. This is probably the 10th album of this that I've had over the years. It's on the Liberty record label, and I'll bet you that the reason why it's so nice is because it's a reissue. But in any event, it's in really great shape. Don McLean, I wished he'd had more hits, but you know what? If all you do is get Bye Bye American Pie, you've still moved the needle. Okay, this is Van Morrison, and this is an OG record. Have to be careful with this. Good old Van Morrison. His Band and the Street Choir, side 1, Domino. Crazy Face, Give Me a Kiss, I've Been Working, Call Me Up in Dreamland, I'll Be Your Lover Too. Side 2, Blue Money, Virgo Clowns, Gypsy Queen, Sweet Janine, If I Ever Needed Someone, and Street Choir. So that is Van Morrison, Domino. And look at this, I love this. It's on the old school Warner Brother, the green, the avocado green. It's very cool. So I hope you're enjoying these. You know, collecting records, I said this a couple videos back, it should be fun. You know, it really should be fun. I see people who get all worked up over their their record collections, and they get stressed out that they don't have a particular pressing or one of the set or something, you know, always sets them off. But I think it's just about the music and the way that it makes you feel. And you know what? When I'm around my records, they make me happy. I don't think I have any records that are worth a lot of money, but they make me happy. I enjoy the music, and I love looking for them. And when I find something at a thrift store or yard sale or state sale, wherever I'm at, it just makes it all worthwhile. Okay, this is Eddie Money, Life for the Taking. I think I've told you this story before, but I'll repeat it. Okay, this is on the Columbia record album, and you can see it's a later pressing. Several years ago, the Agua Caliente Casino here in Palm Springs, the first weekend of the year, they would put on a free concert. And the free concert for that year, I can't remember what year it was going to be Lou Gramm from Foreigner. And I think that I know Lou Gramm was not able to make it. He got sick with an upper respiratory infection or a sinus or flu, something came up. And he called his good friend Eddie Money and said, would you go down to Palm Springs and do this show for me? And Eddie said, heck yeah. So Eddie came down and just did a fantastic performance. I mean, again, the concert was free. We absolutely got our money's worth and a whole lot more. It was a great show. Eddie was a terrific showman. And he even had his daughter, who was very beautiful, very talented singer. She took the stage with him, and it was just a great night. So anyway, it's a good memory. Rest in peace, Eddie. Eddie Money, Playing for Keeps. Okay, so here's another Eddie Money album. Is this Columbia? Yep, it's on the Columbia record album. That is small fonts, and I can't read it, so. There we go. That's Eddie Money album number 2. Eddie Money album number 3 is just Eddie Money. I wonder if this was his debut album. He looks ready to roll there. Eddie Money. Columbia record label. I think this font is a little more forgiving. Here we go. Baby Hold On. Don't Worry, Jealous. Got to Get Another Girl, Gambling Man. Whoops. I always do that. You'd think I'd learn that by now. Okay. 2 Tickets to Paradise. That's what I was looking for. You Really Got a Hold on Me. This is a great album. Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star, Save a Little Room in Your Heart, and So Good to Be in Love Again. Eddie Money. So, slide that back in there. And put that over here. We are having a really warm week here in the Coachella Valley this week. We've got, not only do we have a high pressure that's just in place, not going anywhere, keeping the temperatures up, we've got our monsoonal flow, as the weather people like to say, coming out from the Gulf of America, and it's hot and sticky. So it's summertime. What are you going to do? Pink Floyd, selections of great dance songs. So this is a nice Pink Floyd album. It is on oh, that's Columbia. This is side 2, and this is side 1. Okay, here's side 1. One of These Days, Money, and Sheep. Side 2, Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, Wish You Were Here, and Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2. Wow, what a great, great album. So, Pink Floyd, you know, they get it. They got it. They had it. They still have it. All right. All right, so that's Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. This is another great album. It's got a barcode on back from the 1980s. But terrific songs nonetheless. I want to show you this because it's got Damage. Again, if I can find another one of these albums in better condition, I'll replace this as soon as possible. But until then, I'm just going to enjoy this. The vinyl's in good shape, and the music is great, so no reason to get rid of it. That is Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. I like all the beds out there. That's cool. Here we go. Probably more t-shirts have this on it than any other rock and roll t-shirt in history. So this is Dark Side of the Moon. Get this open. Here we go. And I'm going to leave the vinyl in there for the most part. It's same one. Yeah, it's Columbia. Record label. Oh, excuse me, it says Harvest. Produced by Pink Floyd, recorded in England. It's got everything that you would want. So let's find our song list. Speak to Me, Breathe, On the Run, Time, The Great Gig in the Sky. Side 2 is Money, Us and Them, Any Color You Like, Brain Damage, and Eclipse. So, great music, Pink Floyd. And Pink Floyd is another one. It's like, who were we talking about the other day? Fleetwood Mac. Pink Floyd is a lot like Fleetwood Mac in the fact that they still continue to sell well in 2026 as far as vinyl records are concerned. They sell a ton of Pink Floyd records, reissues obviously, but the demand is still there. So you know what? Great music doesn't go out of style. Okay, here's another Pink Floyd album. Wish You Were Here? No, that's not right. Yeah, Wish You Were Here. Okay, so this is the Wish You Were Here album. Got the guy on fire. That's pretty cool. Pink Floyd. And the last Pink Floyd album, I think it's the last Pink Floyd album that I've got in this batch. Yep, is The Wall. This one is in fantastic condition. I love it. So, taken me a long time to get to Pink Floyd, The Wall, in really nice condition. But I've got it. I'm happy to have it. Look at that. This thing is in great shape. Just great shape. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Pink Floyd. It seems like every time I do one of these videos, I come up with a new Heart album. Here's another one, Heart Magazine, and take a look at this. This is on the, it's on the Mushroom record label, and I'll tell you a good story about that on our next record. But Ann and Nancy Wilson? Yeah, Nancy Wilson, Ann Wilson. There we go. So Heart, we actually saw, I think Ann, it could have been Nancy, but we saw one of the Wilsons a few years ago at Agua Caliente Casino, not the one in Palm Springs, the one down on the freeway. They have 3 locations, I think, here in the valley, but yeah, we did see them at Agua Caliente down on the freeway, and it was a good show, very mellow. You know, she had obviously matured by then. So, okay, here's Dreamboat Annie. Now, this is a very cool record for a couple of reasons. First of all, it was their debut album, okay, Dreamboat Annie. Secondly, it's on the Mushroom record label, like we just saw. So, oh, check it out. Nice candid shots. You know, they were living the life back in the day. They were just tearing it up. Tour in the United States. Magic Man. Dreamboat Annie, Crazy on You, Soul of the Sea, Dreamboat Annie again, not sure what that's about, White Lightning and Wine, Love Me Like Music, I'll Be Your Song, Sing Child, How Deep It Goes, and Dreamboat Annie Reprise. Okay, so Mushroom record label. I looked this up on Discogs the other day, or on Google, one of the two. This is the original pressing on the Mushroom label. And do you guys know what dead wax is? I know. Okay. Well, for those that don't, the area that is closest to the label here that doesn't have any music on it, that's called dead wax. And in the dead wax is where the master technicians, they put in information that tells where, when, how it was recorded, all that stuff. They also put in little funny sayings and stuff like that from time to time. Anyway, this particular pressing has got, and I'll have to take my glasses off to see that. That's just the age I am. It's in the wax to the max. It's in the dead wax. So as far as collectability is concerned, this album, as far as Heart is concerned, don't let me give you the impression that I've got a really valuable record, because it's not. But it's probably worth $30 with the condition that it's in, with it being on the Mushroom label, and with that information on the dead wax. And I'm proud to own it. So, and it just has to make me happy. So there you go. I'm happy with it. That's Heart. Okay, from my childhood, Head East, Flat as a Pancake. Boy, they used to play the fire out of this, and they still do on the classic rock stations. Head East, Flat as a Pancake. It's on the A&M record label. Side 1 is Never Been Any Reason, One Against the Other, Love Me Tonight, City of Gold, and Fly By Night Lady. I'm not going to go over side 2, but I will tell you a nice story about Head East. One of our friends here in La Quinta, who I will not name, had a little fun with the drummer from Head East in Reno, Nevada, back in the day. So it was just a Friday, Saturday night kind of thing, and they both went their separate ways, but she still has good memories of it, and I'm sure he probably does too. So anyway, that's an interesting little tidbit. The Hollies' Greatest Hits And here we go. Bus stop. Carrie Ann. Dear Eloise, look through my window. Stop, stop, stop. And long, cool woman in a black dress. What a great song. Long Dark Road, Just One Look, King Midas, Pay You Back with Interest on a Carousel, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. So, lots of great hits. It's on the Epic record label, and if memory serves me correctly, the Epic is the nice orange. Epic it is. That's the way Epic Records should look with the orange pressing. Okay, that's that. Are we having fun yet? We're more than halfway through, so if you start to doze off, it's almost over. Genesis, our good friend Phil Collins, Abba Kababa, or however you pronounce this. Side 2, holy cow. Okay, side 1 is Abacab, no reply at all. Me and Sarah Jane keep it dark. Side 2 is Dodo, Lurker, Who Done It? Man on the Corner, Like It or Not, another record. Phil Collins. You know, his daughter does a show, I think it's on Netflix because my wife watches it, and it's Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris is his daughter. So, there you go. Elektra record label, The Doors. I listened to The Doors the other day when I was going through these. Look at that. That's the way Elektra should be. Nice red label there. Okay, break on through to the other side. Soul Kitchen, The Crystal Ship, 20th Century Fox, Alabama Song, and Light My Fire. Side 2, Backdoor Man, I Looked at You, Into the Night, Take It As It Comes, and The End. So, that is The Doors from back in the day. Okay, here's Doors 13. Another great album. Light My Fire, Touch Me, The Unknown Soldier. Okay, that's Doors 13. Again, it's on the Elektra record album. This is the one that I listened to the other day. This is L.A. Woman. This is in such good condition. Really nice. I want to take this out of here. Usually when you find this album, it is destroyed, just destroyed. But anyway, I took it out and listened to it at lunch. Made myself a cup of coffee. I actually took a little nap when I got to side 2, but that's for another story. Okay, so there you go on the Elektra record label. The Doors. Here we go. Got that back in there. 1971 is when this album was released. That's been a while, huh? That's 55 years ago, 56 years ago, 55 years ago. So that's The Doors. L.A. Woman. Okay, John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Milk and Honey. Here we go. I don't think there's any nudity there, but that's John and Yoko. Take a look at the songs. I'm Stepping Out, Sleepless Night, I Don't Want to Face It, Don't Be Scared, Nobody Told Me, Oh Sanity, Borrowed Time, Your Hands, Forgive Me, My Little Flower Princess, Let Me Count the Ways, Grow Old With Me and You're the One. I'll tell you, this record just screams love and relationship. These guys were into the thick of it at that time. So, and nothing wrong with that. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just letting you know that just from the titles of the songs, you can tell they were. I love you. I love you too. Okay. This is a very bluesy album. This is the best of Freddie King. And if you never heard Freddie's stuff, you should go out and get you a Freddie King album. This is on the Shelter record label. And the sleeve, as you can see, shows quite a bit of ring wear there. It's just kind of hard to see Freddie or anything else, but here's a better shot of him on the back side. Okay. Side 1 is Going Down, Low Down and Lodi, Living on the Highway, Reconsider Baby, Me and My Guitar, and Boogeyman. Side 2 is Woman Across the River, Palace of the King, Same Old Blues, I'd rather Be Blind, I'm Ready, and Help Me Through the Day. So there you go. That is Freddie King. I slipped some blues in on you there, brother. Okay, here is a, boy, here's a weird album. This is Spooky Tooth. You Broke My Heart, I Busted Your Jaw. Okay, this is from way back when. Okay, I've listened to the album. I like it. I don't spend a lot of time listening to it. Oh, it's on the A&M record label. The way A&M should look, just like that. And let's see here. Side 1, Cotton Growing Man, Old as I Was Born, This Time Around, and Holy Water. Side 2 is Wildfire, Self-Seeking Man, Times Have Changed, and Mariah. So anyway, it's pretty good music. But I love the album cover, and I love the title there, You Broke My Heart, I Busted Your Jaw. I think that's really weird. Definitely politically incorrect, but that's probably why I like it. Okay, last album that we got, Pretenders, the singles. I love the Pretenders. Look at this. Still got the original shrink wrap from back in the 80s. Okay? Barcode. Okay, here we go. 16 songs on this album. 16 songs. That's when you got some value for your money. You didn't get streaming. You didn't have to pay $3.49 for one digital download. You got 16 songs on a beautiful vinyl LP for $5.99 at Peaches Records and Tapes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Side 1, Stop Your Sobbing,